middle class movement mostly, or?
No, the freedom, that is the most amazing thing about the freedom movement. Villagers, poor men, farmers, all sorts of people participated in the freedom movement. That is what I keep telling a lot of people. Those were days when there were no telephones, no radio, no television, no means of communication except railways and telegraph. If you wanted to urgently communicate with somebody, you have to send a telegram. Otherwise, you post a letter. And both of those are in the hands of the government, which was censoring everything in those days. How did Gandhiji's message go from northwest frontier to Kanyakumari, from Gujarat to Assam?
Amazing.
As my father wrote the history of the freedom movement, in the whole history of India, of about 3,000, 4,000 years, the freedom movement was the only movement where simultaneously the entire country rose as one. You had other agitations and so on. Even in the 1857, it was essentially confined to North India, and that too only Uttar Pradesh and Bihar and Delhi, not even Punjab. But by the 1942, the entire country rose as one man against the British government. That is something very unique about the freedom movement. Anyway, after that, what happened? Britain won the war, but it became totally exhausted, both physically and mentally. A 6-year war from 1939 to 45 was a very exhausting thing. Neither the winner or the vanquished had anything. Both of them were fully destroyed. Most youth had been killed. And so what happened? Britain realized that they can't hold on to India any longer by force, because though Britain was willing to come to India and fight for retaining the colony, and they no longer could trust the Indian army, because the Subhash Chandra Bose did that. He was able to convince a lot of Indian army officers and soldiers to join the Indian National Army. And then there was a revolt in the Navy, where the Indian naval personnel just put all the British officers in the boilers of the ships. That was a terrible. So they could not trust the army, they could not trust the Navy any longer. They could not bring any British army to India now, because they didn't have much of an army left after the Second World War. And therefore they had to negotiate a settlement with India. That is what happened. That is how we got independence so soon after the war. So I would not say it was entirely because of Gandhiji that we got the freedom. But it was a major factor. But there was this one also, that Britain was unable to carry on as it did earlier for various reasons after the war. So by 47 we got the freedom. But it was unfortunate that the country has been divided.